The area was engulfed in a thick cloud of whirling dust when Isshiki launched a deadly attack on the Marines, unleashing a relentless bombardment of chakra rods. When the dust eventually settled, Kobe was met with a terrifying scene of unspeakable evil. The dead bodies of all the Marines who had been present were scattered around the scene, which was a horrifying sight to him. Each pole was ornamented with the tragic bodies of Marine soldiers, creating the impression that a creepy forest of rods had suddenly appeared. Even Luffy, who was standing close to Zoro, was not spared by the scene's stunning impact. He had never seen such a stunning scene before, and he stood there with wide-open eyes of bewilderment. His initial shock, though, was quickly overshadowed by his unbreakable willpower, since he had the extraordinary power to exhibit Conqueror's Haki. In the future, his moment of surprise was only momentary. Nami, who was watching the tragedy from a neighboring window, couldn't help but let out a gasp of shock. She hadn't anticipated the scope of Ishiki's destructive intentions. Although she had foreseen the destruction of the Marine base, she had never imagined the brutality with which he would carry out his scheme. She had only imagined that he would kill a few and let the remaining Marines escape before destroying their stronghold. She had no idea what to anticipate and was completely taken aback by the fact that he had brutally slain every person there. Kobe then broke his silence, since he couldn't help himself. "You idiot! You must have had a vendetta against Captain Morgan's, then. Why did you feel you needed to kill them all?" Isshiki abruptly retorted. "You wouldn't realize the depth of my enmity." Ending further conversation. He then turned his attention to Nami, who was standing behind wall and watching everything. He proclaimed, "Quickly leave the Marine base. It will shortly be destroyed by me." "You bastard. I won't let you destroy the Marine base. I'll stop you, at any cost," Kobe declared, sprinting in Ishiki's direction. Isshiki turned around and casually remarked, "Is that so?" With a wave of his hand, multiple rods shot towards Kobe, aimed at killing him on the spot. However, just in the nick of time, Luffy intervened, positioning himself in front of Kobe and effectively blocking the incoming rods. Due to Ishiki's restrained force, Luffy managed to halt the rods without much difficulty. With his hand stretched out, Luffy unleashed a powerful attack, shouting, "Gum Gum Fist." However, Isshiki swiftly tilted his head to the right, causing Luffy's fist to miss his target, passing by the left side of his face. Seizing the opportunity, Isshiki raised his right hand, and with his left hand, he grabbed the extended arm of Luffy. Suddenly, sharp, small rods pierced through Luffy's hand, causing him to cry out in pain. Moreover, chakra rods emerged at various points along Luffy's right elongated hand, piercing it as well. Writhing in agony, Luffy collapsed to the ground. As Isshiki moved forward, Zoro stepped in his way, ready to confront him. "I can't let you harm my savior," Zoro declared. "Don't worry, I won't kill him. I'm not foolish enough to eliminate someone with such formidable backing, at least not until I become stronger," Isshiki responded. "Take your so-called savior and get the hell out of here," Isshiki commanded. By that time, Nami had already left the Marine base with all the items she needed. Observing Nami's actions, Isshiki shook his head. He understood her thoughts, and she was right in her thinking. Isshiki raised his palm, forming a blue ball of chakra. However, it quickly disintegrated. Undeterred, he attempted to create the blue spherical chakra ball again, adding a rotation to it. This time it worked, but then it failed once more. In his final attempt, the blue spherical ball, known as the Rasengan, took shape. Being an Otsutsuki, Isshiki was able to master it within minutes. He muttered to himself, "Being an Otsutsuki has its own perks." Raising his hand, Isshiki initially formed a basic Rasengan. Its size gradually increased, reaching nearly half the size of the Marine building. Isshiki released the Rasengan, causing it to move in a straight line, obliterating everything in its path. Simultaneously, he unleashed a stream of fire from his mouth, combining it with the Rasengan to enhance its destructive power. As Isshiki couldn't maintain balance, the Rasengan became increasingly unstable due to the added fire. Recognizing this, Isshiki ascended into the air. As soon as he left the ground, the unstable Rasengan exploded with a resounding boom. The entire marine base was decimated, engulfed in flames. Civilians, as well as Zoro, Kobe, and Luffy, witnessed the destruction of the marine base from close proximity. Zoro remarked, "I've encountered numerous pirates and marines in East Blue, but none of them possess as much power as him. Such strength could only come from someone hailing from East Blue." Though fear and hatred for Isshiki shone in Kobe's eyes, he declared, "I won't just join the Marines. I'll become powerful enough to kill him. He calls himself the Marine Hunter, right? Well, I'll hunt the Marine Hunter." Nami, who had witnessed the devastating destruction of the Marine base, sprinted at a rapid pace while engaged in self-reflection. Just how powerful is he to cause such immense devastation? If I were to ask him to free my village, would he actually consider it? No, he's a cruel individual, possibly even more formidable than Arlong. But if he decides to capture our village, what options would I have? No, I will amass enough wealth soon, and with that, I'll be able to secure the freedom of my village. Filled with determination, she continued running towards where her boat was docked. However, her joy at seeing her boat quickly dissipated as she noticed Isshiki sitting there leisurely, indulging in his meal.